Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Das Great Hall. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine. It's actually been a fine Monday here, on this fine Monday. You beautiful human beings. Does that like 60-second intro nonsense actually help anyone? Like the little starting screen. Does that actually help anyone? Does no one give a fuck about it? If it's better or worse, I can't decide. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine Monday. Even though, like I said, it has in fact been a fine Monday here on the south coast of the UK. The weather has been beautiful, and I've spent basically all of it inside. Some of it was airbrushing. I had to get some airbrush base colours down on some bits because I was talking to Joe this weekend, right? And on Friday, and I've had a bit of a minor issue, I think. And I was talking to the Thanes about this actually, a little bit as well. I don't know if any of the rest of you get this. I don't know if it happens frequently for you beautiful people, but it's a bit of like decision paralysis around the hobby. Okay. What I mean by that is I have got literally a million things that I want to do. So none of it is like it's bad, I can't be bothered, I don't want to, I'm not interested. I've got a million things I want to do, and I'm excited about all of them, right? I'm excited about Custodies, I'm excited about World Eaters, I'm excited about Chaos Space Marines, I'm excited about Eldar, I'm excited about Stormcast, I'm excited about Lumineth, I'm excited about Sylvaneth, I'm excited about Nighthawk, I'm excited about so much stuff all the time. Right? So much stuff. Why is the Lego set's not on? It's because I have my amp plugged in for the guitar. I'll swap that over in a minute. But I'm excited about so many things all the fucking time. I was like, well, but then I have too much to do. I have too much I want to do all the time. And I sit here and I'm like, wow, which one do I want to do today? And then before I know it, an hour's gone. I've done none of it, and then I have to go and do something else because I've got things to do for the channel and what have you. So I've had some decision paralysis for a while, and I've been struggling with it quite a lot recently because I'm just so excited for so many things. And then I've made a conscious decision after this weekend. On Saturday, we went to GW's AOS event in Games Workshop, now at Warhammer World. Now, I was going to use that as the title of the stream because the event itself was absolutely fucking horseshit. It might be that we talk about that on Wednesday. Actually, probably the Liam and Joe AOS show tomorrow is what we'll talk about it for. We'll cover that topic because it was, in terms of actual events, it was really fucking terrible. It was really, really bad, right? So I didn't want to rage bait on a Monday. That seems like a shitty thing to do. So it's a hobby stream, so let's not rage bait on a Monday. Let's instead do some hobbying. And so I've made a conscious decision, and my conscious decision is I need to paint a Spearhead for Age of Sigmar because I'm very excited about Spearhead. And I've picked the old Stormcast one because I have the Dominion half from the old 3rd edition launch box in front of me. And I started painting some of the models in the first instance. So I'm going to continue I don't remember what they're called. So I'm going to continue to paint those up. And so I base coated in the airbrush booth in Drasta today. I base coated the chariot, the Stormstrike chariot, and I'm going to sit here and paint this over the course of the next few weeks and see how I get on with it. But it's not a bad hobby block. It's not a bad decision paralysis. It's because I've just got so many things I'm excited about all the time that it means I end up getting to the point where I'm like, well, what do I do? I've got so many things I want to do. What do I do? Do you ever get that? No, Lucy's here, but she's just got back from shopping. Lucy's here, by the way. Do you ever get, like, excitement hobby paralysis, where you're like, I have 20 things I want to do, 20 recipes I want to try, 20 patterns I want to knit. I don't know which one to do, and then you end up doing nothing. Yeah. I do that loads. Yeah. And I just sent to chat, like, I've got to that point now, I've got about 8 projects I want to do.
I'm better with food because food's on the clock. It'll go off. So that one's really easy because then I can just think, well, what's about to go off? That's what I'll do. But for things that are unperishable, yeah, the paralysis thing, it's a real thing. I'd hear people talk about it years ago and I'd think, what are you on about? Surely if you're excited you'd just crack on. Yeah, but no, it's a real thing. It's
decision paralysis is a real thing, and because it's Games Workshop's beat rate for releasing new cool shit, it's like, oh, I'm really excited about this thing. 2 weeks later, like, here's another thing. Like, fuck, no, I want to do that thing. And the hobby just isn't quick enough that you can actually paint an army in 2 weeks, despite what Joe says. So like, you end up going, I've done none of it at all. So anyway, thank you, Christopher Sanford, Police Station Gloucester, for the 5 gifted memberships. You absolute legend. Thank you, Brian, for 5 more gifted. Christopher Sanford, Police Station Gloucester, changed his name a couple of times to get to that right variant, but because he changed it so many times, it locked him and said he couldn't change it back for a while, which is why he's
Oh.
still Christopher Sanford Police Station Gloucester. You know where Sanford Police Station Gloucester is?
Is that Hot Fuzz?
It's Hot,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. Look at Luke's knowing the
Yeah.
Hot Fuzz reference. Thank you, Christopher Sanford, for the 5. Brian, thank you for the 5. That's 10. It says 9. It's lying to you. This is Streamlabs being kind to me. Because what I thought I might do for a laugh is see what number you lot get to tonight and commit to painting that many Stormcast models before I move on to a different AOS army. Because I have to paint this Spearhead, right? Joe and I are going to assume, perhaps incorrectly, but we're going to assume we might get the new AOS 4 box. Since I was lucky enough to be invited to play new Age of Sigmar with Games Workshop before everyone else did, I'm hoping that means we'll get a new box. We don't know, but I'm hoping that means we'll get a new box. So I'd like to paint the Stormcast half of that as well. And that's going to be a fair few models. There's what, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16 models in just this Spearhead alone. And the next one will probably be similar. So that's like 30 so far, right? I've got a lot more. I've got a lot more here, including dragons and big dragons and people who ride things with beaks and shit. And I don't know what the names of any of this stuff is, chat, so you'll have to forgive me. And people with bows and spears and fucking love fantasy. So it's conceivable that if you get to the 100, I'll still have enough stuff here to paint over the course of the next few months, including the new box, if and when we get it. And Stormcasts are quite easy to paint. I've actually painted some before that I would already declare as tabletop ready, despite the fact they're not finished. There's a difference. For those of you that are new to the hobby or have just got into the hobby recently, there is very much a difference between tabletop ready and finished. But actually, that being said, perhaps your tabletop ready is your finished, and that's also fine.
The difference is you never get finished.
Thanks, babe. Just call me out like that on camera.
You never do.
Oh, painting.
Yeah.
Right, okay. But how the fuck? Boz HD. Thanks for becoming a Scarlet member all by yourself, you legend. You're an absolute hero. Thank you so much for the membership. So, if I put on my hobby lamp, boop. What I was going to do tonight, chat, by the way, was just going to sit here and crack on with a bit of Indrasta. Oh, dropped it. A bit of Indrasta. And start sticking some paint on her. And they'll only be base colours and they'll be super rough. And because they're base colours and they're super rough, it means I can just chat to you morons throughout the course of the evening. And then you can see how many members you can get to that I need to make. I need to paint Stormcast models. And then, Luce, are you doing any hobbying? You just sit there and drink your drink?
No, I just one of the tills broke in Morrison's, and James wanted to pay for his own birthday card for his friend. That till broke, and then a queue formed, and somebody's lottery ticket didn't work. And I was thinking, how is this happening? That a queue that was going very swiftly, and I thought, yeah, that's fine. We'll be home in time for stream. And the second James goes to pay, the guy goes, I'm not wearing a headset today, so I have to do it old school and I have to go and get a manager, to go and find a manager who's probably already gone home to release the till. And I was trying to signal to him, come back out the queue and go around self-service. But he was like, no, I'm doing it. I'm paying for the birthday card. All right, fine.
Bob, how do we say your name? Did you say Bob? Bob Oz HD. Oh, Bob Oz HD. I don't know how to say that one. That's what... Indrasta's beautiful. She's really, really nice. We like Indrasta. She's cool. For a while, I kept this model to convert to a female Sanguinor just to piss people off. But, yeah. Decided not to do that. Okay. Painting Imperialist Warhounds from the weekend workshop in Discord sounds amazing. More likes. We're on 43 likes. I haven't pressed my magical button. If I press my magical button now, it will take me out of this view. Watch. You just get to watch me shake paints. That's what everyone's really here for.
Mm-hmm.
That noise. You might not be able to hear that actually over Vinny's music.
It's a noise.
And Celestra Bass needs a damn good shaking. Need to shake this one hard like a newborn child.
Don't do that.
What are you shaking your head at? Anyhow, this is the first time we're talking on the penultimate week of May.
I know. It's nearly June.
Where the fuck is this month going?
It's the toilet roll theory.
I don't understand what's going on. I feel like every month I'm running out of time to generate channel revenue. It feels like it literally the year is feeling like each month is getting shorter, despite the fact that there's 30 days in May. 30 days of May? 31.
Yeah. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except for February that fucks up the rhyme because it has to be different.
Yeah, that's exactly how that rhyme goes.
That's exactly the rhyme.
Yeah. So 31 days in May. It's the same. It's one of the longer months, right? And it feels like it's going quicker. I don't understand what's happening. Well, this is a shocking paint, isn't it? Do I have any... I don't have any flow improver here. My flow improver's in the garage, and Luce gets upset if I leave her to talk to you on her own. She's worried you're going to swarm her, chat. Based on Spearhead boxes I already own, I have Augur More Brights and Bone Reapers. Who to choose? Who to choose? Out of those two, Bone Reapers. Oh, it sounds like it's... Oh, it's getting there. It's a horribly gloopy paint now.
Can't you stir it?
No, because then I'll get paint everywhere. Shaking's the best.
Don't you put a ball bearing in it?
Yeah, if I put them in dropper bottles like these, I put ball bearings in them. You can't hear that ball bearing. But I put ball bearings in them. And then...
Well, can't you put a ball bearing in that one?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's actually going to make a difference. Should we try? Normally, if you put a ball bearing in, you put flow improver in, but my flow improver is in the garage.
Okay.
If you take a GW... Fun fact, I got this. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. We always do. I got this tip from Mohawk Minis J on that other streaming platform no one fucking uses, Twitch. If you take a GW paint pot, you add 20 drops of Vallejo Flow Improver, 20 drops of Vallejo Thinner, a ball bearing, shake the shit out of it, and pour it in a dropper bottle. It's a beautiful consistency of paint. I don't know why GW didn't just do that in the first place, but yeah. I think I'm happy now with this for now.
Yeah.
Might have to drop a bottle at some point later. I was going to prime some stuff in the back garden yesterday, but was foiled by a chicken. Jill had a random chicken in her garden.
Oh, nice.
Not her chicken.
Well,
just
it's in
a chicken.
the oven now.
Yeah. Just the one chicken, actually. Did you catch it, Jill? Or was there no not catching that chicken then? Mr. The Whitey 55, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. You absolute hero.
Did you know chickens naturally roost in trees?
I did. Thank you so much for 10 gifted memberships, Whitey. What a fucking hero. That puts us on 21, despite what the tracker tells you. 21 of the finest new members. You're a fucking hero. Thank you so much. On what has been a rougher month than the start of the year, which is odd and mildly concerning. Hey, Scrivo, I approved the design this morning. I don't know if you saw the message. Are you going to do you want to do like a white outline one like we did before I start putting it on t-shirts, or... And I'll show you the one I want to do next as well. Probably Defiler. Invest in a Vortex mixer. I had one. I put it in the studio for Joe to use because I fucking hated it.
S2D army I stole on eBay just showed up. Ogroids, Ogroid Myrmidon, Chariot, 10 Chosen, Demon Prince, Lord on Kakradak book and cards, all for $140.
I feel like at points in that particular sentence she had a stroke there. Is that good? I don't know what any of that stuff really is. When it comes to AOS, you have to I have to be honest and say that I pretty much don't know what anything is in terms of names. So if it's a good deal, you'll have to tell me that it's a good deal, but I won't actually know. Hardly, Scrivo, not never. Come on. You're doing the designs. You need to get it right at least. I'm just going to start coating the wings so I can keep talking to you people. Will you make some black coffee for dinner? Sounds amazing.
I am so tired now.
Why?
Supermarkets really take it out of me now. Never used to. Me and Leon were chatting earlier about the weird and wonderful ways COVID has changed us. And it's little things like that. Supermarkets never used to wear me down, and now they do. And there's nothing particularly exciting. There's no rude person. It's not busy. For some reason, I go in feeling good, and I come out feeling a bit rinsed out.
Just a drain on social battery.
But it never used to be a thing for me.
Marco, thank you for becoming a Hesea tier member. What a legend. What a hero. Welcome. Thanks for spending your own money, dude. What a hero. We've got many tiers. Big wow. In fact, there was many tiers about this AOS event on fucking Saturday. It was shit. very disappointed in that. I was glad to go. I got to hang out with Mr. Josh. Is Mr. Josh's team here yet? Because YouTube has literally stopped telling me when I get raided by people. It's almost like he's gone, nope, they don't deserve the shout out, fuck them. We're going to get a super quick thin layer of Celestra Grey on this as a base coat for the wings. And we're going to need to put at least 2 layers on. The old two thin coats joke. So the first layer is going to look rough, all right? But bear with me. It's about just getting a smooth coat on. If I go too thick, so I don't have to do 2 or 3 layers, it will eat up the detail. So we're just going to go smooth with this. Just sub-assembled my Cavalier Marshal ready for paint. Once he's done, I'll have the whole city spearhead painted up, ready to go for launch. Much excited. You have to come down, Martin, and play. If you want to, of course. We can have Waller down there, can't we, babe? We can have Waller down.
The tattooed zoologist has said, yes, the War Hipster gang are here. And you know how when you get people to raid, you get them to raid with a phrase or a word or something?
Yeah.
Well, the tattooed zoologist said, hello, fresh, earlier. And I wondered if that was a raid phrase.
I don't think so.
Was it?
Anyway, if you are here from Mr. the War Hipster, thank you, Mr. the War Hipster Crew. I did say to him, because he said he was going to send the audience over again. I was like, it doesn't tell me anymore. It stopped telling me when people raid. Normally, I used to get a box top right corner that said, War Hipsters raiding with his viewers. It doesn't do it anymore. I don't know why. So thank you so much, Josh, and your wonderful, beautiful human beings for coming over if you are here from Mr. the War Hipster. If you're new from Mr. the War Hipster, we are not as good at him as painting. That's a fact. Just throwing that out there now. If you're expecting another painting channel and you think Painter has raided Painter, honestly, nowhere near as good as Josh. If Josh is a decent army painter, I'm like Stevie Wonder with a brush, right? So don't expect that. We do, however, stream 6 to 7 times normally a week. Last week was an odd week because we only did 5.
But it didn't feel like a more relaxing week.
It wasn't a more relaxing. Well, we had Vince in for the saga,
Yeah.
and the Monday we didn't stream because we were up at Alton Towers. So it absolutely wasn't a more relaxing week, not at all. I came home, well, I spent the weekend basically exhausted. Even though I went all the way up to Warhammer World on Saturday. Me and Mr. the Kyle went up there for the AOS event. But yeah, we stream 6 to 7 times a week. We're normally 7:30 every single weekday, with the exception of Friday, where it's an hour later, because we drink mead and swear a bit more. Okay? Okay. Thanks. And then we also do 2 daytime shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1:30. Tuesdays is AOS focus. Thursdays is normally now 40k focus. They are subject to change. So this last Tuesday we did 40k because new Chaos Space Marine Codex. So sometimes it does depend on the news of the day. If you are an AOS fan from Mr. the War Hipster, I'll warn you now, we don't do a lot of AOS content right now. We just really do the Liam and Jet AOS show. And I think these hobby streams are probably going to be more AOS models focused in the future. That's what I want to paint. But we are looking at adding more of AOS 4, and it will be additional content to our current repertoire of 40k bullshit. You come for the beautiful face, you fucking let down then, Ben, didn't you? Sorry, mate. Good to see you on Saturday as well. You and the lovely Laura. Thanks, Martin. I'm not going to read that out. But thank you. I appreciate the kind words, mate. Are you just upset because I haven't shouted you out for a while and called you my friend to everyone? Martin was in White Dwarf recently.
Was ya?
Yeah, his army was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they put his face in because he's got a face like a New York street thug, so it was just his arm, I think. I'm sure. He's very excited about it though, and he should be.
Is that the first time he's been in White Dwarf?
Oh fuck no.
I was going to say, I'm sure you've mentioned. Do you keep copies of White Dwarf that you've appeared in and then get them
Of course he
framed?
does.
You should frame them. Unless there's maybe 20, that's probably too many.
There's
to
a
have
fair
on the
few.
wall.
Like I said to the chat, right, this stage is going to look shit. This is so that you can talk to me via gifted memberships and super chats, all right? So far, I've only got to paint 22 AOS models, which is a beauty for me. That's a get out of jail free card right there. Not on this stream, I might add. Fuck me, we'll be here all night.
His face was in there actually,
My mind just blocked.
but it was at a
trauma.
distance, so you couldn't.
Yeah, it just looked like a thumb. I fucking love you, Martin. I haven't seen you for far too long, my friend. We need to see each other soon so I can justify that. That's my friend whenever I see him. In like a publication. I know him.
What colour are you painting?
I'm painting a grey, which
I was
has a
gonna
bluish
say.
tinge to it.
It doesn't look like white.
It's not white. So the feathers are going to be white. And I never like talking about this shit when I've got fucking arseholes like Martin in chat, because he knows it's better than I do. And I inevitably I'll probably say something wrong. But if you're going to paint a white, you never start with white. Because if you paint white, how do you highlight it? You can't.
Oh, okay.
So you need to give it some depth. So I will paint this Celestra Grey on twice. It'll be my base coat. I will then likely layer the feathers up with an Ulthuan Grey, which is a slightly lighter grey than this one, and leave some of this in the recesses to give it some shade. I will probably recess shade it with something like a Thunderhawk blue, and then I'll probably edge highlight it with something like a White Scar. And then the only real white is on the edges as an edge highlight. Because if you ever look at anything in the world that's white, like a feather or whatever, it never really looks truly white. Like it's never like plain white. So I'm always the Celestra Grey, Ulthuan Grey, White Scar person with a bluish tint for the shading. I don't use like a normal shade, like a Null Oil or something, like an actual shade paint, because I always find on white they're too harsh. Fun fact, there's a tip for your chat. I'm full of good tips, despite the fact you've never seen me paint anything. I'll see, maybe have I got the Thunderhawk blue on this palette? We've got the Celestra Grey. We've got the White Scar. Do we have the Thunderhawk? I have the Thunderhawk for the shade. Do we have Ulthuan Grey? We have Ulthuan, and I can maybe just focus on a single wing for tonight to try and show you what I mean. Keep him busy, Luce.
I don't have the energy.
Oh, we have an Ulthuan. So for me, a good-looking bloke taught you that Thunderhawk trick. He did, yeah. My best friend in the world, Martin Waller. Yeah, that's true.
Ed is going to be so hurt.
Is he here?
Can't believe you've just done that to Ed.
If he's here, I'll take it back. So what we do, right, is you start off with Celestra Grey, chat, okay? This is how I do it anyway. Martin's going to tell me I'm wrong here. Start off with Celestra Grey, good, solid Celestra Grey. I layer up with Ulthuan, right, as my mid-tone. I recess with Thunderhawk. I know it looks weird, trust me. This is a Martin trick, and that's how you know it works. I then reapply the layer. I then highlight with White Scar. This is how you do white, in my opinion. Jill, thank you for 10 gifted memberships. Oh my God! Thank you for 10 gifted memberships. Jill, you're a hero. So you go base, mid-tone, wash, mid-tone, highlight. That's how I do it. If you were to do super tryhards, like if you were like golden demon painting, you probably have like 2 or 3 layers of highlights, and it would go up to like a dot point highlight or something. But I'm not that good, so who cares? Thank you so much, Jill, for the 10 gifted. I say thank you. It's a double-edged sword tonight, because that means that's 10 more models I have to paint now. Not tonight. I need to keep adding that caveat in because I know what you lot are fucking like. You pick 31 models tonight. That's how chat sounds.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not. Captain Mannerings is asking me how the allotment is.
Yeah, how is the allotment, babe?
Oh, I don't know. She's
gone for a wilding project.
We gave it up last June, I think. Last June. We went as far as we could with the boys. They found it really interesting, but they eventually lost interest. And because I had 25 metres, it's a bit much for me to do on my own, having not being a retiree where I can spend all day, every day on there. But I am growing in the garden. And I've got strange things happening to my pumpkins at the minute.
Not a euphemism.
Because the true leaves came through. My friend Kim gave them to me. True leaves came through, so I put them out.
The true leaves?
Yeah.
As opposed to the fake ones?
Yeah. And now the primary leaves are all burnt, but the true leaves are fine. Strange happenings with the pumpkins. And then I've had to sacrifice the
children.
Cabbage and cauliflower to the slugs. Nature has won on that planter. Just take it. Every intervention I try, you fuckers get round it, so just take it. Potatoes are coming up good. And my second round of sweet corn has actually germinated this time, which is really odd because the first round did nothing, even though I was in the window of
opportunity.
Yeah. But that's all the Facebook pages I'm on of like allotmenting or whatever. So many people are saying that their sweet corn have completely failed.
How can you on allotmenting pages without allotment, Lise?
I'm being naughty.
You're a con to society, you
I
sometimes, honestly.
I'm a rebel.
Without a cause.
Yeah, so.
What that story was, long and short of it, Ben, right? Is she quit.
Yeah. It was a good little time though. We did loads on that allotment.
I mean, it was in a much better state when you gave it back than when you took it over.
Yeah, even the allotment manager, because he does checks throughout the year to make sure you're keeping on top of it, and even he made a comment of like, wow, you've turned that over quicker than I thought you would.
Yeah.
There's a lovely photo I've got of James and Ben just eating rhubarb off the allotment. And they've got their wellies on and they're just chomping on rhubarb. And I've said to them, this sounds really silly, but you'll never understand how much that fills my heart that you're just picking rhubarb out of the ground, squirting it with water and eating it. Like there's nothing more wholesome than just kids eating food out the ground.
Fresh, homegrown.
Yeah.
Non-processed.
Yeah.
We're hippies here. My wife has discovered that gardening and a petrifying phobia of spiders do not mix well. No, Ryan. Normally they wouldn't.
Spiders are pretty cool, actually. I don't... Yeah, see, you look at me like that, but actually...
Luce, have you tried beer traps to stop the slugs?
She keeps catching me, though, Neiman.
Liam suggested this last night. I don't want to kill anything because circle of life and all that, but they're slowly going to eat everything.
Yeah, but circle of life, babe.
And I found a great big juicy one on my carrots last night as well. I didn't even think they ate the carrot tops. I didn't think that was the thing they liked.
I know you're asking me.
But I need to Google it actually. Why are my primary pumpkin leaves burnt?
I am not a green-fingered individual. I am not the person to ask. I really don't have a clue.
I struggle with asking people though because apparently that's an invitation to just take the whole project off me. So I struggle to ask for help.
Yeah, Dad.
No! I won't have it. I won't have it that Grandad Treasure came round years and years ago when I asked him to help me dig out my veggie patch in one of our old houses, and he very nicely thrust his cup of tea back in my direction and said, I'll have another one please, kid. And I went, I'm not the brew bitch. This is my veggie patch. Bless your cotton socks.
Bless your cotton socks.
Bless him.
You're not making a cup of tea when you asked.
Yes, I did, but I was more like, I found myself in the kitchen like, why am I making tea again? This is my veggie patch. How has this happened? Just like that. Project's taken off me. And I've been elbowed out of the conference room. How has that happened?
Probably going to need a third layer, chat. I'm trying to show you off how to do wings or feathers, the way I do wings and feathers. I think this is going to take a little while, but it needs to be done, so hey. I'm enjoying it.
Oh, Jason says they're just drying off as normal. Okay, because I couldn't see any holes in them, so I don't think the slugs have gotten to that one. But they definitely look burnt around the edges. But the true leaves are fine, which is why I was confused.
It's truly fake leaf nonsense. It sounds like nonsense.
You're saying fake leaf. No one else is saying fake leaf.
Well, for something to have to be
True
true,
leaves is a real thing.
Something's true, something's got to be fake. Oh my god, John. You know, just a super chat instead. That's 50 more models. That's 50 more models, John. One of, if not, the biggest goat of the channel, John McCardle. Thank you so much for 50 gifted memberships. You absolute hero. I shall name a Stormcast after you. We are yet to convince John that Age of Sigmar is a game he should be playing. You can come to the studio, John, and I will personally teach you AOS 4 and show you why it's such a good game. Thank you so much for 50 gifted, you fucking legend. Despite the Games Workshop event this weekend, AOS 4 is in fact fantastic. Despite their event, which was, in fact, dog shit. Thank you so much, John. Love you. Luce did sleep.
I did.
She seems to be in the mood tonight, unlike Friday. That was a look.
Apparently, if you plant rosemary, I knew marigolds repel pests. There's a couple of others. Rosemary and 2 other herbs, they repel pests anyway. But you need to sort of dot them around the garden.
What have you missed? I'm painting. I'll come in June. You're welcome to come in June, John. I don't know if I'll have it yet.
I should have planted them weeks ago, really.
So that's what one layer looks like, right? That's one layer of Altham Grey chat on the wing, okay? And then that's a second layer. You see how it's already a stronger white? Now, it still needs another layer because I've gone on to black, okay? So it does need another layer. But you can see how it's starting to come together. If you're going to come over in June, John, I will ban Luce from converting the spare room. I think John deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she agreed. Good.
Mm-hmm. I'm usually up at 6, so I'll make you some coffee.
We'll have to get some special coffee in for him.
Yeah, Adrian was way too polite.
Yeah, he doesn't like our coffee.
Because I was like, we're not really known for our coffee over here, so do you want a cup of tea? No, I'd like some coffee. Okay, I will try my best, but this is it. I'm afraid. We can go to the shop if you like. It's just many versions of this.
Yeah, I've had coffee in America and I've had coffee in the UK, and it hits different.
Oh, really?
Yeah, coffee in America is just nicer.
Is our coffee quite bitter?
Yeah, I was about to say, I often find ours is a bit more bitter than what I've had over there. Like the first thing I do when I go out there, when I go out to Titans, we were talking to Adrian actually on Friday about the Liam Titans exchange program for 2024.
Yeah.
And when I go out there, Adrian and Mel are now like, okay, we know the first thing he wants to do is go for breakfast somewhere in America because pancakes, syrup, bacon.
No, that's
Yes.
not. That's
Right.
a pudding.
No, it's not. Not out there. It's not.
Pancakes is a pudding.
Out there, it's allowed. So you go out there, you get chocolate chip pancakes.
That's
right?
a pudding.
Shut up. Get chocolate chip pancakes, scrambled egg, fried crispy bacon, and maple syrup. That's a breakfast. It's fucking gorgeous.
Wow,
right?
not a single piece of fruit in that.
And then what you also have, because it's normally a little like local cafe or whatever, is you have a woman like you see in the movies with a little pot of
No, you
coffee. I swear to you, you do. I swear to you, a little pot of coffee, right? And then she comes around with your coffee's empty, we'll top up, and she tops up your coffee like in the movies. And I have it. So how do I have my coffee here?
I don't actually know. I make you a pot of tea in the morning.
I have my coffee the same way I have my tea. How do I have my coffee here?
Oh, milk, 2 sugars.
Milk, 2 sugars, right? In America, black, no sugar.
What?
Yep.
Is their coffee sweeter then?
Yep.
Really?
Not by a lot, but enough that you don't need sugar.
I wonder why everybody has it black over there.
I was going to, some friends from America a few years ago. Maybe one of you, I don't know how many of you are in America land right now. I don't know how many people currently watching are from Trumpsville, but some friends of mine a few years ago sorted me out. And then I tried to buy it from the UK. I don't know if it's the same over in America, but I tried to buy it from the UK. And I was like, looked at the price and went, no! So Black Rifle Coffee Company do some fucking incredible coffees. I think one was called the Skull Smasher. Amazing stuff on night shift. It's the same as like yours. So you put it in like a cafetiere and press it.
Oh yeah, percolator.
You put in a and I need to get my hands on some Black Rifle Coffee Company stuff again. But what I didn't need to do was spend £100 on 4 bags or 3 bags, whatever it was. So
Yeah.
if anyone out there wants to help me with Black Rifle Coffee Company, I'd be greatly appreciated.
Do you know what I need to do? I need to get out of the habit of having coffee first thing in the morning. Apparently it's not good for you to have it as your first drink.
Coffee, realistically, should be an afternoon drink. And we were advised you should. The best time to drink a cup of coffee is right before your afternoon nap.
Yeah.
And you drink your coffee, go for your afternoon nap, and then when you wake up, the caffeine kicks in. That's what we were told. You know how true that is. The only way to drink coffee, yeah. It's after dark here in Poland, so Friday night rules. Go for it, Stick Monkey. He's gone to crack one out.
Oh.
Or Krakow, one of the two. Yeah.
I did see there's this really lovely, it's like a glass teapot, but you pour, so the teapot, you just put hot water in there, and then in your glass teacup that has this kind of glass sieve, you put in ginger and something else. My memory at the minute. Fucking hell.
What's up with it, or have you forgotten?
And then you put your hot water in that and you infuse it, and you're supposed to drink that first thing in the morning.
I need to buy
Is
some
it
more green tea.
lemon and ginger?
I miss
That sounds
been drinking green tea.
I think green tea, you have to kind of fight through the first 2 cups.
Oh, the
and
first
then you start.
the first week of green tea is fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Once you get through that first week and you get used to it, you start to get a taste for it. And it's not too bad, but it is disgusting for the first week. It's very good for you. And I'm slowly what I'm trying to do this time. So I've been building my health kick up again, right? So we started going back to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started eating a bit more healthy. So Joe and I are having chicken salads at the studio rather than fucking shitty microwave meals with all the red boxes on them. Now I've slowly started to increase the protein intake, slowly started to increase the water intake. And I'm trying not to just go everything at once because it's just unsustainable.
Yeah.
So I'm slowly but surely trying to layer it up, which is ironic considering I'm currently painting. I'm slowly but surely trying to layer it up and build it into a routine so I don't just shock my body and then go, I can't do it. Give me a fucking Burger King.
Yeah.
And so far, touch wood, it's working. So, but I need to get some green tea for here. But I really would like some Black Rifle coffee if anyone would be so obliged to help me out with it. Black Rifle Coffee is vet owned and operated, so my preferred coffee. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why my friend sent it to me, because they knew I was a vet. in the first instance.
Ooh, Ryan says, tell her to plant eggplants, which is aubergine over here. Slugs will eat those and ignore everything else. Really? Would I plant, so all my brassicas, and then I'd plant a couple of aubergines amongst those, or do I plant my brassicas and then next to those completely aubergines and the slugs will just go right past the first planter? Which one do I do?
If you do that as well, does that mean I can use the aubergine emoji more?
In the context of my gardening, yes.
Of course. What else would it be?
And no jokes about deflowering me or anything that you can turn a gardening sentence slutty, save it. Not interested, it's my garden.
I don't know what you're talking about, babe. Nothing but a gentleman over here. Well, this is an enjoyable process right now. Do you want a process for next week's release? Next week's release? What's next week's release, Cracker Matt? I need to know what you think next week's release is before I can answer, on the off chance it's something that I'm not allowed to talk about. Only drinks I need: coffee, normal tea, Vimto. Jill, you live the life of a king. Honestly. Or queen, whichever you prefer. This is the bit where I think sometimes people fall down, right? I would rather my paint was slightly too thin than too thick. And if that means I need to do a third or fourth layer because I'm going over black, so be it. I'll do a third or fourth layer. I really want the base coat for these wings to be really, really strong. So all of the silver will get darkened down and we'll get a blue hue, and we'll do all the gold, a nice rich gold, and so they'll all look like this guy, right? So I need the wings because the silver's already quite bright. Hang on. Excuse me. Because the silver's already quite bright, that's about as dark as it's going to get. I need the wings to be contrastingly even brighter because I'm not doing her the traditional gold. I'm doing her the silver of my Hallowed Knights. And I know, lore-wise, she probably shouldn't be silver, but I want my army to all be uniform and look the same. So I don't care. She's getting the silver treatment. So I really need the white wings to really stand out and be quite bright, right? So I will happily put 4 or 5 layers to give me a really solid foundation to build from at this stage. Probably pretty boring to watch, I'm aware. I don't fucking care though. It's my hobby time, all right? But I'll do it because it will be worth it to give me that stark, bright contrast to the silver armor. Actually make it stand out compared to the silver. So yeah. I don't know how fussy or lazy I'm going to be when it comes to the washing. I'll have to experiment here. I've never ever really painted this many feathers together before, so.
Jason says, best plant name, Rubus cockburnianus.
Oh.
Rubus cockburnianus.
No one wants any of those things.
Sounds like some 18 certificate Harry Potter.
It's like what the spells Joe did on Chat Plays. A benevolent. I can't say that word.
Benevolent.
Benevolent.
Oh.
I always say benevolent.
Benevolent.
I have to slow that word. It's one of those rare words when I read it out, I have to slow it right down. So don't make me say it. Amy could probably say it better than I could. Benevolent. We're getting there with the strength of this white. Good afternoon, Jorfin. How's it going, dude? Stu, thank you for 5 gifted. Oh my god, we're on 87. Look at you crazy bastards. 87 finest. Did anyone say they're going to help me with my coffee issue or not?
I found out a cool fact today.
Okay, that's a no then. Cool.
You know nettles?
Yeah.
They are Let me find it.
Is this a loose fact?
No, well, could be. Who knows? Who even knows?
They're getting a bonus early loose fact.
Well, I don't do a fact on a Monday because it's my hobby night. I refuse to work on a Monday. I'm not getting my fact out.
No. So your hobby then?
I'm hobbying. I'm drinking juice and sitting down.
And
It's a
talking to chat.
hobby.
You're just reading
Yeah.
chat. I've seen
Yeah.
you. Every Monday chat, she's like, is it hobby night tonight? I'm like, yeah. And she just sits there and reads you people.
No, I did want to hobby, and then the supermarket just frazzles me, and I can't. If I get needle and thread now, I'm just going to end up stabbing myself, so I'm not doing it. But because I don't sit down all that often, it could be considered a hobby.
I wonder if chat are buying that as well. Check out Explorer Coffee from Gosport. XRMC and a veteran. Coffee's really good. Neil, what have you asked twice? Have I missed it? What have I missed? What have I missed? Stick Monkey, thank you for 5 gifted. Oh my god, you people. Thank you for 5 gifted. What's Neil said? The pods or the bags? The bags, I think. The bags go in the press, right? In the cafetières. Or the pods. The pods are for a machine that I don't have, I think. But the bags means I can clip it back up and take it to the studio. And then ban Joe and Kyle from drinking it because it's all for me because it's expensive. When I got sent it before, I had it at Siemens when I was on night shift, and I shared it with Wilder, the outstations manager, supervisor. I shared it with him. But that was before I knew how much it was worth. If I'd have known that, he'd have had none of it.
So mean.
Neil, thanks, man. I'll have to try and find you on Discord. Is your name the same on Discord as it is in here? Is it cheaper if you buy it in America Land and send it over? Because if it's not, I don't want to hassle you. It's got to be an inconvenience. Anyway, Stick Monkey, thank you for 5 gifted. Stu, thank you for 5 gifted. That puts us on 91 of the finest gifted memberships. You beautiful humans. Just 9 to go, and we'll hit the first target for the first stream of the week. And we have a mighty £5.93 loose in Super Chats.
Nice.
How much did you spend at the shop at Morrison's?
What, just now?
Yeah.
60.
Right, so of that £5.93, we'll see 70%. So, what about £4?
Okay.
You may have overspent.
Okay.
Did you buy the children food in that shop?
Yes.
Yeah, you went wrong there.
Apparently, it's sage, rosemary, and marigolds. They naturally repel pests, so you don't have to go outside at midnight with a torch finding all the slugs. Apparently.
If you go into Southampton's nightclubs on a Saturday night, you'll see a few creatures that repel all the pests.
So I could just get one of those to sit in the garden.
Yeah,
all
just get
night.
one of them. In fact, if you go at the back of my studio on any night, actually, there's a few of them out there. They repel a lot of pests.
And it was lemon and ginger. That was the
tea
drink in the morning, yeah.
See, I love lemon, but I don't really like ginger or gingers.
Ginger is amazing. And turmeric is as well. As an anti-inflammatory, it's incredible.
Ginger is very good for you, I think, but I'm not a fan of it. I don't mind it in moderation. After what you paid to ship the Kill Team box I won on New Year's, I'm still coming out ahead.
Sean, you're exactly right. Doesn't matter what she spent. She took it out of the account, so it's not really spending. Exactly.
Shut up, Sean.
Absolutely right. Paid with cash, so my account doesn't move around at all. Technically, it's free.
We'll see what the bank manager says if the channel keeps going the way it's going.
Every month that I go into the bank to withdraw my grocery
They look
money,
at you like you're mental.
I think they're just like, here she comes, first of the month, like clockwork. Hello, Lucy.
Here comes town's lunatic.
How much do you want this month? That was probably my favourite conversation with the bank manager. Because they have to, because I withdraw over a certain amount, it triggers, I'm guessing it triggers a money laundering
Yeah, it will do.
question.
You come in and do it every month as well.
Well, they don't ask me anymore because I think now they know me enough that even though it triggers, they're probably...
Yeah. It's a money laundering question, but she is in fact just mental.
She's a mentalist. And every time, because my plan is, it's a jam jar plan. So my plan is to withdraw my grocery money every month, and anything I save gets put in a jam jar for Christmas, so that Christmas then kind of pays for itself. And then the January month, which sometimes is a 6-week month depending on paydays, your bills are paid. You don't need to touch your account. Just let the direct debits go out. Don't panic. It will be fine.
Yeah.
And then February being the money recovery month.
But we also get a bit nervous around Christmas time, don't we? Because people, and rightly so,
Yeah.
people spend their money on their family and presents
they
and
do,
stuff
yeah.
like that. So for us, it's like, this is going to be a rough 3 or 4 months.
So yeah, just withdraw what you need. Don't touch your accounts.
Yeah.
And then, and the bank manager was like, right, so you've got all your savings and it's going to go into a jam jar. And I'm there smiling like, yep, because I've already done this and Christmas did pay for itself, so I know it works. And then he said, what happens when you have the money you want in the jam jar? And I said, well, I have 2 ideas. I can either leave it in the cupboard, and then so things like if the dog gets sick, because pet insurance, if you're not with Pet Plan, pet insurance can be really picky on what they pay for. So we can just pay for the dog, get her well, and sort it out later. Or I might just, bury it in the garden or something. And he looked up and he went, please don't bury it in the garden. And I said, well, no one's going to look there if we get burgled, are they? They're not going to look in the garden because it's just a garden. And he said,
This gets better, by the way.
he said, why don't you put it in the bank? And I went, yeah, but what if I need it right now? And the bank's not in Totton anymore. I have to come here to Southampton. So what if I need it right now, not in like a day's time? I need it right now for something like the dog is sick right now.
That's what cards are for, Luce.
She needs to go to the vet right now. And he said, okay, right, so you buried it in the garden. And I said, yes. And he said, what if you forget where you've buried it? Then I said, well, I'm going to draw a map. So it'll be on my map of where my jam jars are in the garden. So if I need it right now, I can just go digging under something and find one of my jam jars. And he said, right, what if you get burgled? And I was like, no, we've been through this because they're going to burgle the house. They won't burgle the garden, will they? It'll just be the house. And he said, what if they find the map? I'll make a decoy map that only I know what it means, like code. And then my jam jars are safe. And we can say to the policeman, we've been burgled. Please come in, take your fingerprints. But actually, it's fine because my jam jars are still in the garden. So they didn't get those. And he looked at me and shook his head and he said, right, so you're not putting your money in the bank. You're just withdrawing it from the bank. And I was like, correct.
And you all often feel sorry for her having to live with me. What if you need it for the pets? For the vets? Well, guess what? You just pay by card.
Yeah, but because I had 3 fraud attempts on my card at Christmas, my bank's really sensitive on
Did
big
you have
purchases.
3 fraud attempts on your card, or did you hand your card details over to scammers? Which one actually happened there?
The second one.
Yeah, there we go. So did you have any unsolicited fraud attempts on your card that wasn't because you handed your card details over to scammers?
The first one was because I thought that was the Lego website. Because they'd
Scammers?
copied.
So you handed your card details over to scammers?
Because I thought I was going onto the Lego website.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
No,
nobody...
I didn't say, good morning, Mr. Scammer. Of course I'd like a new
right.
mobile phone.
Well,
Here's my bank details.
What I'm saying is you didn't have any fraud attempts on your account that didn't involve you handing your card details over in the first
I
instance.
see what you mean. No.
No.
Okay.
For Hobby House, we're going cashless.
I know.
I don't know why people fuck around with cash anymore.
Do you want me to tell you about my jam jar plan again?
No. Silly plan.
It's not silly when I'm sitting there at Christmas time going, don't need to stress about the bank accounts because they're paying for themselves right now. Don't even need to worry about it because the jam jar plan works. And it does.
Jill asked when you went to get your money, did you go in with your carer?
No, she went to get coffee. She thought, I trust you to handle this task all by yourself. So.
How wrong was she? I have been painting for nearly an hour and I've just done a wing.
Thank you, Mikey. I appreciate the support.
As Mikey said.
Luce kinda has a point. A lot of banks in Shirley have closed, so my option for instant cash is limited. Jam jar plan, I'm telling you.
You don't need instant cash because everything's card transactions now. I don't even need my wallet. I literally just use Apple Pay.
But also, I like handling cash.
Do you know what? I go to the forecourt, the fuel station, right? To get some petrol, and it's like contactless. Scan your card here, and I scan my debit card, and inevitably the machine goes, "Nah, put your card in," because NatWest are fuckers, and they don't let you use contactless, despite the fact that your card has contactless. If I don't use my card and instead I use Apple Pay, do you know what happens? Approved. Go on, go for it.
Babe, neither one of us are wrong or right. It's
No,
just a
I know.
preference on how I pay.
I just get annoyed with banks as well, because I'm like contactless. It has a limit as well. So if you go into a shop, it's like, oh, we do contactless. Yeah, but what's the limit? What's the limit in here? Because some places like 60 quid is our highest contactless limit, and some places like 100 quid is our contactless limit. If you Apple Pay, it's limitless wherever you go.
Yeah. Thanks, James.
Fuck off, James. Amy will read that out, and I will tell you to fuck off again. Thank you, James. Though, what a legend. Alright, this is a pretty strong grey now. I think you'll all agree. Hang on, there it is. It's very washed out at the moment. I think you'll all agree it's a very strong grey. The underside looks pretty good as well for now. There's a couple of patches, actually. There's a patch up here that needs touching up. Sometimes you have to change the lighting to see the bits you've missed. There's a bit down there, there's a bit there, there's a bit in there.
I did used to pay for everything on my phone, and I still sometimes, if I'm going to somewhere busy where getting money out, like pickpockets and stuff's not a good idea, then I'll use my watch and boop my watch. But I started to then get kind of addicted to my phone, because I get my phone out to pay for something, and then before you know it, I'm in Facebook, and I honestly couldn't. I'd sort of think to myself, why have I been scrolling on Facebook? I paid for something 2 minutes ago, and now I've gone onto Facebook. Why have I done that?
Yeah, see, in that regard, I'm a little bit like you. I use Apple Pay because I don't have to worry about losing my wallet, being pickpocketed.
This is for Luce's jam jar plan.
Fuck off! James, but thank you so much for the $50, man. You're an absolute hero. Saving the night. Farmer George, thank you for the 5 good. Are you actually a farmer? Actually, Liam, Apple Pay is up to £10,000 per transaction. Well, luckily, Mr. the fucking flash cash, I've never had to find that out, because I'll never be paying that much in one go.
I think I'm also a person that, well, I guess it's true with anyone, that how you were introduced to money as a kid carries through with you as an adult, and how you handle your money as an adult, I suppose, to a point. And because my first ever job, I got paid in a little brown envelope where your tax was worked out.
It was
and
a
all your
cafe,
wages
by the way,
were
you
there.
dirty fuckers, before you start.
And I really valued getting cold hard cash as my reward for all the hard work I'd done. And I sometimes think that when you get paid into a bank account, it doesn't feel the same.
I had a job when I was much younger, where I got paid in cash, and there is definitely something quite satisfying about literally seeing the fruits of your labour.
Yeah.
I get it, and it's like, this is the value of what I've done. Like, it makes sense. Whereas when it gets paid digitally, you have no idea. Like,
But the boys love it when I give them coins. Say, do you want to go and pay for your sweets? They're like,
yeah, oh no, yeah. But I'll get paid on. I think I get paid on Friday from YouTube, and when I wake up on Friday, I'll have been paid, and I will have no idea
yeah.
until I actually look in my bank. I'll have no idea. And then you have to go and look in and go, oh, I've been paid, right? From when I say I've been paid, my business has been paid from YouTube, and then I pay me. But you get the idea, chat, anyway. Whereas when you got that little envelope, this is your money. Like, that's what I.
That's all this hard work.
And then there's also, I think, for young people specifically, there is also that certainly that mentality of watching it go down as you're spending it and going, I don't have a lot left now. The problem is, a lot of places, I mean, like I said, we're doing a hobby house. A lot of places just don't take cash anymore. And I don't want a cashless society. To be clear, I don't want a cashless society, but that is the way we're going. It just is, and so I embrace it. I don't want it, and the reason why I don't want it is because, do you know who gets rich off of cashless societies? And I'm not turning into a bit of a hippie right now, but you know who gets rich off of cashless societies? Banks. Because what happens every time you make a cashless-based transaction?
Yeah.
Bank charges you a fee. So So if I take £20, hang on, this is a big camera moment. If I take £20 in cash and I give you £20, you've got £20. Mm-hmm. And then if you take that same £20 and you give it to your butcher in cash, he's got £20. And then the butcher might pay his supplier of meat, and that supplier's got £20, right? I don't know what the percentage is of a cash transaction, but let's just say, for sake of argument, it's like 5%, right? Because it's an easy number to play with. I give you £20, right? At that point, 5% is £1, right? So I give you £20, and they take a transaction fee. You've got £19. So you now have to take another £1 to pay the butcher £20. So you have to find another £1 from somewhere. And you pay the butcher £20, then he has to pay a 5% transaction fee. So that £20 becomes £19. That's what, who's making the money? The company doing all the transactions for you. So by the time that payment's happened 5 times, right, everybody's had to find that extra £1 to keep paying the £20, but the bank's got £5 out of nothing. Sweet, thanks.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like cashless personally.
Stuff like that doesn't necessarily bother me. I just don't have the kind of energy or the capacity to go down rabbit holes like that. I have a mental health tilt that would not be helpful for me to go
absolutely
journeying down that road. But I just really, you're right. When I see, even this morning, I was in Holland and Barrett trying to find nutritional yeast. I cannot find it anywhere, but I found something that was £1 more in Holland and Barrett than it was in Morrison's. And because I do the food shop, I'm immediately going, I'm not buying that here. I can get it for cheaper later on today. And it's because it's physical money leaving my purse that it does make me think, am I just being lazy buying it here?
I'm 100% guilty of the convenience purchase.
Yeah.
And I should be better at it, and I'm very aware of it. Despite the fact that I keep doing it, I'm very guilty of the convenience purchase. It's really bad. And I'll be like, I could get it cheaper somewhere else, but it's on Amazon right in front of me, and it'll be delivered tomorrow. And so I buy it on Amazon, despite the fact that I probably can get it cheaper somewhere else because it'll be delivered tomorrow. So I get it. I've embraced cashless because, you know what, we are going that way. Little old me won't really have a choice, but I don't like cashless.
And also, when you have things like Tooth Fairy, we are a house that has loose change in the house, but every time a tooth comes out, it always happens at bloody 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, and then I've got to scramble around for a £1 coin. I'm not scrambling for that long because I have cash on me, but imagine if we were a cashless house.
Yeah, I get it.
And it's all that lovely little sort of kiddie magic of there's a coin under your pillow.
Kianan, thank you so much for the 5 gifted, you absolute hero. Putting us over the membership target, you bloody legend. That is 101 members for the night. You people are incredible. Thank you so much. You smash it week in, week out, day in, day out, every stream. Luce and I, it sounds like I'm just going through the motions here, but Luce and I really can't thank you all enough. You people are amazing. You are the people that allow her to have a jam jar plan. Thank you so much, you beautiful human beings. We are nearly halfway to our super chat target, but we don't shout about that one too much because you smashed the membership goal so frequently. For reference, if we hit 150 members, we will give away a Lictor t-shirt, and if I think we're going to get close to 150, I'll start the giveaway timer where it tracks everyone for the last 15 minutes. So thank you so much. It's not a hippie sentiment to understand how capitalism. Yeah, no. So the people can get quite defensive of it, James. I don't like to talk politics too much or anything like that on the channel because this is supposed to be escapism. Ultimately. So I don't like to talk real world politics, real world issues, capitalist nonsense, etc. But sometimes it can't be avoided. Sometimes it's just...
I don't like the capitalism chat because
it's terrifying.
It is terrifying, but it's also when I say what is apparently a very stupid comment, the kind of tone I get is like I can't believe you don't know that.
So hang on, let's wind that back a bit. Why is it a stupid comment?
Because I don't know. Because I look the way I look, people assume that I'm dim. I don't know.
When she says she looks the way she looks, by the way, she actually means incredibly pretty.
Stop it.
Incredibly pretty.
I don't. What am I trying to say? I walk into a room and people go, "Oh yeah, she's the cookie mum." I see it, and that's fine because that's who I am. So then when I ask questions about like, what is capitalism? When everyone talks about that, what is it exactly you're talking about? Honestly, the room stops. I can't believe you don't know.
Now that we have seen the rules for severe earth and wind charges, do we think it's a coincidence that Liam built them? JK, love you, man.
I haven't seen those rules yet. When did they come out? Are they good? I haven't seen the rules for those yet. I've only seen the third edition rules. I'm not look. In fact, I don't want to look because I want to focus on Stormcast. But I've picked Stormcast for two main reasons. I guess 3 main reasons actually. Let's say 3 main reasons. The reason why I've picked Stormcast threefold. First of all, I have a bunch of it here because I started collecting Stormcast because of the Dominion box set ages ago, and so that's a good reason to start. Reason number 2 is because the launch box has Stormcast in it, so it kind of makes sense because that launch box is beautiful, and I think that if you are interested in AOS4, even if you don't really care for those factions, it's a great box in terms of value. And reason number 3, which is linked to reason number 1, the reason why I have loads of Stormcast in the first instance is because Dominion, and because when I played Warhammer Fantasy years ago, 8th edition Fantasy, before they nuked Old World and brought in Age of Sigmar, the thing that attracted me to Fantasy the most back then was fucking dragons. I love dragons. Fucking love dragons. And so that's what attracted me to Fantasy back then, was dragons. Fucking mad for dragons. And who is really the only faction in Age of Sigmar that has dragons? Stormcast. They've got men with spears riding dragons. They've got big dragons with no men on the back. Fucking love dragons. So that's why Stormcast. That's also why I'm avoiding looking at some of what they're releasing rules-wise. We're gonna have to look at it because of the channel, so I'm not going to avoid it for long. But we're focusing on Stormcast, chat. We're going to paint an army, and that army is going to be Stormcast, and I'm going to love it because these models are fucking beautiful. And they're not going to be painted as well as Josh's. They won't be painted as well as what Joe paints. I don't give a shit because I'll have painted something and I'll be happy with it. Fuck everybody else's standards. Fuck Peachy's pretty models. And fuck War Hipster's painting guides. Fuck them all. Anyway, Lord of Cinder, thank you for the 10 bucks. That puts us over halfway for our super chat goal. Fun fact. I wanted to buy Smaug, which is the Lord of the Rings dragon.
Oh,
he's about this big as a model. Hang on, he's about that big as a model, maybe a bit bigger.
Okay.
He's fucking huge, but he's quite expensive as well. I think he's a few hundred quid. I really want a Smaug. Fucking love Smaug. What are you laughing at?
Templar. The last time I had to give money for the tooth fairy, I left $5, and the next morning I got told the going rate was $20.
Fucking hell.
No, they get a pound here.
They get a quid and they'll fucking like it.
But they do. They do like it because it's the tooth fairy.
Is it the Hobbit evil for Smaug? Is that what it is? Smaug is a £420 dragon. Look at him, babe.
Do you have to paint it or is it all done?
Oh, yeah, you have to paint it. You have to build it.
Oh, really?
Look at him though. He's fucking gorgeous. There's a hobbit right there. See that little hobbit? And then if I go back to the big base, there he is there. As a hobbit.
Oh, that's scary.
He's a big old dragon. Fucking £420 for Smaug. Yeah, he's 4 resins with an expert kit. But I think I would, you know what, Stick Monkey, honestly, I think I would just live with it to have Smaug. But he's 420 quid, I can't afford it, doesn't matter. And if the channel had £420 to spend on a model, at this point, it doesn't make sense to spend that on Smaug. That would be a bad investment. Sometimes actual channel requirement goes ahead of my desire. Also, £420 for something Lord of the Rings. Have you seen what's happened recently?
No.
They've announced a brand new Lord of the Rings Lego set. It's buy it. It's Sauron's tower.
Tower, that sounds tall.
It's fucking huge.
So where would that go?
We'll figure it out.
Right.
In between me and you on our desks, I'll clear some space.
So we'll have to look at...
Yeah. We'll have to look at each other through the eye of Sauron.
I'd rather rather not.
We'll call it the Whispering Eye.
I won't be whispering.
I say buy it, but I think it's like 400 quid, so I don't think I'm going to have that option, to be honest with you. Maybe one day. Keep plugging along. If at the end of tonight all I've achieved is a solid white on both these wings, I'm actually going to be really happy. Nothing says love like Sauron's gaze. Exactly. Sauron's tower is awesome. It 100% it is. Absolutely. Oh, hey, Ads. How's it going, dude?
Is this the thing that looks like a vagina?
What, Sauron's eye?
Yeah.
It looks like an eye. Why would it look like a vagina?
Oh, someone that said a joke ages ago, because I haven't seen Lord of the Rings really.
Right,
And
this
the whole
is a
whispering eye thing.
for all of you that
Sauron's-
take the piss out of me for not knowing films, this woman has never watched Lord of the Rings.
It's too long. It's way too long. Too long.
It's not too long.
It's too long.
Have you watched all of the Harry Potter films?
No.
Tell the truth.
Not recently.
Okay, but have you watched all of the Harry Potter films?
I think so.
You did a marathon with the kids.
Yeah, but there's so many questions in there, and it's very stop-starty, and someone always needs the toilet, and then the door goes. I don't feel like I'd be doing a service if I said I had totally watched it.
This is her backpedaling now, chat, by the way. Because the total runtime of Harry Potter is longer than the total runtime of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but there's 8 films. They're too long.
There's a
Lord of the
pause
Rings
button.
ones are too... No, they're too long. And they're too dark as well. They're way too dark.
What are you talking about, woman?
Yeah, they're too dark. Like, Harry Potter's still a bit chipper.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Have you
a little
seen the
bit.
last 3 or 4 films?
Yes.
It's basically, the colour palette is basically black, dark, grey, done. Even their Flash falls into one of those 2 categories.
There's a bit of purple in there.
There fucking isn't. Too dark compared to fucking Harry Plopper. The Harry Potter films are so dark, if I put it on this monitor with my hobby light on in the daytime, I can't see what's happening. It's like an audiobook. You're like that. What the fuck's going on in there? I can't. Honestly, this is what I live with. Almost as bad as the last season of Game of Thrones. I feel that the last season of Game of Thrones is the worst lighting from a modern day composition to ever exist. Like, you literally can't see it. You like, the last season, you put it on your big screen in your living room at night time with the curtains shut and all the lights off, and you still couldn't see what was going on. It was so badly lit. It's almost like, our special effects budget has gone down, so what we'll do is we'll get rid of all the detail, but we'll just light it badly so you can't tell. Cedrix, thank you for the gifted, you fucking legend. That, chat, is one more to the free t-shirt. Not for everyone, by the way, that would fucking bankrupt me. But it is one more for a free t-shirt. We are 48 away from a free Lictor t-shirt. Lictor?
Speaking of TV, I saw a question on Facebook about Friends. If you could name a character the worst thing they did, what would you say? Did you watch all of Friends? Or most of it?
I would. Is that a trick question?
No.
I was dating you.
So you watched all of it?
Yes, Luce. You had it on repeat on DVD in your room.
It was
and when we
part
got to the end of the last season, you took that disc out, and you put the first one back in.
Yeah.
Started again.
Yeah. So if you could name a character and the worst thing they've done, what would it be? A lot of people say the Ross we are on a break thing.
What do you mean by worst thing they've done?
So like a character plot that now we're older and you watch it again and you go, that actually doesn't make any sense from an adult perspective now. It doesn't make much sense.
Okay.
Mine is because I was binge watching it the other day. In season 4, they were at the beach house and Ross goes out with this girl that shaves all of her hair off. And then they get back together. Yes. And they get back together while they're at the beach house. Well done, you. And then she writes him
I don't know if that's a well done, to be fair.
a 16-page letter, front and back, about how he needs to take all the blame for the breakup, whatever. I think her character flaw is guilt-tripping him into reading that letter off the back of breaking up with a girlfriend. As an adult now, I'm watching that thinking, that's really bad, Rachel. You should have.
Well, there's an extra layer to that as well. Why does he break up with the girlfriend?
Because she shaved her head.
Why does she shave her head?
Because Rachel told her.
Exactly.
Well,
Right.
did she tell her?
Yes.
Or did she
kinda.
plant the seed?
I mean, it's just as bad.
Yeah, ish.
She orchestrated the breakup before she even wrote the letter. Look at me geeking out on Friends.
Yeah. So that, because a lot of people say it's either
Minus 50 man
it's
points.
it's a tie between the Ross we were on a break thing, and then the very last episode, Rachel got back off the plane. She didn't go to Paris, and Ross perhaps guilt tripped her into getting back off the plane and not pursuing her career. But I thought season 4, that letter thing was pretty bad. She should have, the character, to keep her integrity and keep the moral high ground, the character should have said to Ross, don't read this now because you'll be mentally exhausted from a breakup. Read this whenever you're ready. But
Is
until
any of that as
then,
bad?
until then, we're not sleeping together.
Is any of that bad until... Is any of that as bad as saying the wrong name at the altar?
Oh yeah, he did that. Oh my God, they're awful.
They're terrible human beings. We shouldn't bother ourselves on them at all.
But do they then kind of deserve each other because they're apparently equally awful?
But that's why we're together. They're equally awful. Anyway, there you go. There's a bit of a Friends. Bet you didn't think you'd get that on a fucking hobby night, did you?
Do you know my favourite character in the Friends group is Chandler, actually. And in Big Bang Theory as well, my favourite character is Howard. I feel like Howard's the most grown character. Lived with his mum, took on the house, now he's a dad. I think he's the most grown character, I think. Howard and Chandler are my faves, I think.
I always forget Matthew Perry's dead.
Yeah.
Did he cark it? Was it drug overdose?
I think so. And it's even sadder now because you'll binge watch Friends and you'll see the weight gain and the weight loss and you'll think, oh, now we know, and it's sad.
The thing that makes me sad about that kind of thing in general, right? It's exactly what you've just said. Okay, now we know, right? It's right, and I don't disagree. But caveat there, we know now as an audience from the outside, the likelihood is the people close to and around him knew all along, and then potentially there was no intervention. You can't tell me that his colleagues didn't know.
Yeah, but
Not holding anyone of them personally liable.
No.
But, you know,
but I guess it's the whole, do they want to be reached? There's no point in encouraging someone to go and get help if they don't think they have.
literally paints the Marine and Orcs as well as Grimer the Palantir and the moment from Middle-earth strategy battle evil armies. I was looking at Middle-earth strategy battle game starter sets yesterday, ads at Factorum, literally because you talked about it so much on the weekend, and I made the conscious decision I was going to do this instead of not start another project. Although, fucking Adam,
Which one?
ADR Wargaming,
Yeah, Pizza Adam.
Pizza Adam, yeah,
Yeah.
pizza in it. But fucking Adam, right, gets to Warhammer World on Saturday and buys loads of Lord of the Rings stuff.
Does he buy that tower and
I was
he's like, ooh.
I was like, why are you buying it here? He said, well, because it's not cheaper at Element. I was like, no, but some people get a kickback, Adam.
Yeah, I'm still on Adam's team.
Why?
It's cheaper for him.
It's not. It's the same. It's the same price. It's not cheaper for him.
Oh, I thought you said he said it's not cheaper.
It's not cheaper. It's the same price. So normally Element's 10 to 15% cheaper.
But for Middle Earth stuff, it's not 10% cheaper. It's the same price. So he just chose to buy it in front of me instead and show off. Mid-tier mediocre, thank you for the gifted membership. You're a hero. Trying to get a strong coat on this second wing now, and I'm losing patience. Great to see you and Carl Saturday. Good to see you too, Rich. How did you enjoy your demo game? You what, sorry, Johnny?
I was supposed to get the bikes out of the shed today and have a look to see if there's any puncture repairs.
There probably won't be puncture repairs, but they're going to need a lot of maintenance before you can use them.
I think I've got a very, very slow puncture in my front tyre. I think.
How slow is very slow? Because it's been sat there for a while, so
Yeah.
the rubber
Oh, it'll
might
be
have
flat
degraded.
as a pancake now.
Yeah, but the rubber might have degraded, so that slow puncture might not be a quick puncture.
Yeah. I think I've got spare inners.
Are we thinking about tuning off the bike ride?
No, I want to go. I want to go while the weather's good and.
You can go for a nice walk though. You can take a dog then as well. You can also use my bike, but it might be a bit big for you.
Yeah, it's too big. Plus, I can get on my bike like a lady. I can't get on like a lady on your bike.
You can't, no.
And I'm used to my ladylike ways now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
When I was like 18, bombing it down the road on my brother's BMX, yeah, brilliant. But no, I'm a lady now.
I'm a
So
lady.
I'm a lady now.
Demo's great, actually making me want to hobby. That's good. That's amazing. Buy a bigger brush? No. I didn't have a bigger brush. And more brushes cost more money. Just carry on with this one. It's nice. I'm enjoying it. But I've got to a point now where I basically do everything with this brush. It's a bit fucked. Do everything. Even get a nice point out of it. Don't you take a piss up my brush, Martin. You can fuck off with your fucking fancy brushes. What was he coming in whispering to you?
It's about iPads.
What about them? You go up to bed, are they?
Yeah. I'm gonna go up in a minute and brush teeth.
Well, I'm going to log off soon. Having base coated some wings almost. Getting there. That one's not as clean as that one yet. Demo was great. Yeah, good. Good. Brother Ooh.
Maybe tomorrow we'll go over how to do a puncture on your bike and such, and how to get your tyre off with a spoon and such.
There's tools in the garage.
I know.
It's a full tool set, just
but
don't break it.
Yeah, I know. And I know when we go on our big bike rides, we have the puncture repair kit, and that really handy little plastic thing is super handy. But actually, a spoon is bloody brilliant.
Well, there's a full tool set in the garage, and if you remind me before I go to work tomorrow, then I have a pump which is mains plug-in.
No, I don't like that one.
You never used it?
No, but my point is, learn to get yourself home if you're in the middle of nowhere. And if I'm using a pump that's mains pumped and something happens in a forest,
You're probably just going to phone me, aren't
I
you?
can't really. No, but this is the point. Try and fix it yourself before you phone someone.
Have they agreed to this bike trike ride?
Not quite.
I did wonder.
They've agreed to the picnic,
Yeah, I'm sure they have, yeah.
which was the whole.
Going to be in the garden, is it?
No, it'll be down the road.
The walking distance park.
Yeah, James has found a really lovely little sunspot where we walk Emmy.
That's not good for you three. You three burn to a crisp.
Well, we'll sit in the
Hey,
shady
Dave.
bit. Are you just coming here with your problems and not solutions, or you're not
Well,
invited? Just for that, you're not invited to our lovely
I
picnic.
can't come to picnic. I'm working.
Oh, gutted.
We've got to go in to entertain the working lurking crew. Go on, screen that to t-shirt. Working lurking crew. Thinking I might. Oh, Dave's shot back to his official account. He trusts himself at the moment. How's it going, Dave? How are you, sir? Any of you people in the wonderful chat, world of chat, working on anything Age of Sigmar related? I mean, you can tell me what you're working on in general. It's not like if you're working on 40k, I don't want to know. But I'm particularly interested in people who are working on Age of Sigmar, who are giving it a go for the first time in 4th edition, or at least thinking about giving it a go for the first time in 4th edition. Because I also want to make a ton of content that targets those particular people, that's relevant for those particular people. So I'd like to know exactly what that would look like for you. Now, I'm not going to make any commitments or promises and tell you that what you say it looks like is what I'm going to make, because that's not true. Because you can be like, Liam, I think the content should look like this. And I'm like, that's a terrible idea. I don't want to insult you, so I won't say that out loud. I fucking love this grey. It's such a nice colour. It's so worth building it up. Picking up some Iron Jaws. I'm working on a Horus Heresy Wild Eater Rampages. Amazing. Iron Thiepkin Vanguard box. Really been enjoying getting stuck into AOS models. Are stunning. Yes, they are. Never played it before starting with 4th. Good man. Bone Reapers. When's the hog roast? Says Stick Monkey.
What was the hog roast idea for?
With axe throwing and
Oh, I think health and safety might.
the Great Hall Garden Party. Do you remember? We do.
We should definitely do something, but
We need to arrange a get together.
yeah, the axe throwing might be the bridge too far.
We do need to arrange a get together at some point. Because otherwise we might end up just not having one this year, and that makes me sad. We could definitely hire out Factorum again, but well, I say definitely, but that's the problem with that is accommodation for people. But they could host us if people wanted it. We could do that as a let's just throw a date. Let's just throw a weekend together. But it would be like our events chat. By the way, they're not fucking organised. But they're not. Turn up with armies, play games, enjoy yourself. Jobs are good. And
It's very, very low demand.
yeah, no stress. You can turn up and play nothing if you want to.
Yeah.
Come and hang out with people for the day.
I think people actually did that last time. They just turned up, had a few beers, and then the armies were in their car. So if the mood struck, they had one. But a lot of people just chatted and sort of mingled.
How do we even find a place? Element's ideal because the hotel over the road has got a bar, but it's fully booked for like the next fucking 6 years. Oh, t-shirt giveaway tonight, babe. Saving myself some cash.
Can go in my jam jar.
It can't.
Every month that I go in there is now turned into a really lovely mental health chat, because the bank manager used to work for a mental health charity, so he's been tasked with making the branch more accessible for neurodivergent people, because he himself is ND, and we end up having a lovely little mental health chat, so that's nice.
If only you're enjoying gaming venue. Well, we're trying, Stick Monkey, we're trying. I hardly played OS, but I'm really looking forward to getting my teeth into fourth today. Great whole get together, South American noises. The thing is, right, I come across to America normally once a year, and I don't feel like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be in California. Everyone's like, oh, I'm in New England, fuck you.
Liam, I think the content should look like this. Joe on a unicorn carrying Eddie slung over the saddle and trampling Brom, who is wearing an orc mask and shouting "Walk." Oh, else you say? Yeah, whatever.
I mean, Chris has just designed our next t-shirt. Eddie is our unicorn anyway, Chris, as you know. In fact, it's almost 5 miles past now. It's the only downside, because there's no bar, but you can bring your own, which is at least alright. But then if we do it in the middle of summer, there's nowhere to chill it. And the hotels, there is hotels that are taxiable away, and we've definitely taxied out there before, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. And the venue's cool, and the people are amazing. So there's lots of ticks. There's a few decent pubs nearby for get-together meals. I'm almost happy with the strength of this grey. Amy's not that loud, Sean. Put your engine. This colour is Celestra Grey. It's probably the if you're either this or Grey Seer to base white. I like this. Grey Seer is nice if you go down the contrast route. I'm not a contrast fan. I'm more of a contrast fan since doing some of Josh's tutorials, but I'm not a massive contrast fan. So I like to paint old-fashioned because it's what I know, not because it's better. It's just because it's what I know. But there you go. Some nice, clean white wings. We've managed to get down tonight. Multiple layers of Celestra Grey whilst talking to you beautiful people in chat. We did hit 63% of our membership, not membership, of our super chat target as well. You beautiful human beings, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. We also smashed the membership goal. We did 103 in the end. We were 47 away from a t-shirt giveaway list. What I really want is like 149 every time. That'd be good. No, I think my t-shirt.
Apparently, the pretty northern lights of the sky, you can see them tonight.
Oh, really?
Apparently, ish.
Was it just me? But when they do this Northern Light stuff the other weekend, I couldn't give a shit. Or were you like that as well?
I wanted to see them, but I think there's just too much light pollution.
I just really couldn't be bothered. I was like, cool, okay. Really, don't really care. I think the thing that I hate about it the most, though, do you know what? I think the thing that I hate about the most about stuff like that, actually thinking about it, isn't them themselves, I'm ambivalent. I don't care. I could see them. I could not see them. I'm not really bothered either way. I think the thing that annoys me when that sort of thing happens is I know for a fact that every single fucking post on social media for the next 2 days is that from different people's gardens with potato cameras everywhere.
Potato cameras?
Yeah, cameras that look like you've taken half a potato and smeared it all over the lens before you took your photo.
Oh.
I think that's the bit that annoys me the most. Motorbike's going for service and MOT, so taking your dash. It's a motorbike, it's worth it, Mr. Armholio. Oh, set the options about new gaming hall, which are limited. What's that? Could do a community centre church hall hire instead, especially if there's a field or space attached to a barbecue. Well, this is the thing, right? So this is the thing, though, Joe. I've thought about this quite a lot, actually. And it's I feel like we are building enough of a community between us that we could do a social gathering that doesn't have any gaming tables. We have a hog roast or something catering wise. We have drinks and stuff like that, and we could hire a hall of some sort anywhere then, kind of, really, right? And I'm like, in my head at least, I'm like, the Great Hall is enough of a community that we could go somewhere without playing any Warhammer and people would have a great time. But then there's always that risk that everyone gets there and like, it's fucking nothing to do because there's no Warhammer.
And that's the thing that binds us.
Yeah, exactly, right? So I feel like it's a pretty good idea, but I'm a little bit nervous about it just in case. Anywho, thank you, you wonderful, beautiful human beings, for hanging out on the Great Hall Hobby Hangout. This week is what's it called? A jam-packed schedule, right? A jam-packed schedule this week. What I mean by that is we are doing a full complement of shows, right? So we have, obviously, the Hobby Hangout tonight. Tomorrow at 13:30, we've got the Liam and Joe AOS show. We'll talk about both my experience on Saturday at Warhammer World with the AOS Open Day and anything that they've been released on Warcom. And I think they're starting to look at faction-focused stuff as of today, which will be cool. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. Tomorrow night at 7:30, Joe and I are fighting it out, and he's bringing his Night Lords attachment with the brand new Chaos Space Marines book. And I think I'm going to run the sisters, who are doing it for themselves. Wednesday at 7:30, we then have another Warhammer show. Thursday, 13:30. These are all UK times, British summer time if you're curious. 13:30, we'll have the Liam and Joe normal show. Thursday evening, another live game of 40k. Joe is bringing his Chaos Space Marines against Brom, who I think is running Space Wolves. I actually don't have to play that night, which would be nice. Friday at 8:30, we've then got 40k After Dark before we go into the weekend. This weekend, I'm doing very little, apart from Sunday, where I'm going to go watch Saints at Wembley. But not at Wembley, because I couldn't get tickets. I'm not going to do that rant now. We'll be here for 20 more minutes. But yeah, we'll see. Anywho, right, I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. What I'm going to do, I've got this idea as well, by the way, where I might put Hobby Hangout thread in Discord at the end of the show, that people could just post what they've been working on during the show in the Hobby.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Hangout. Yeah. So just another thread that's kind of hand in hand with the channel, and you just post it after the show. This is what I did for the stream. I think that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, okay. I might make that in a minute anyway. But you people are beautiful. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Is there anything you want to say before we go? They don't get a fact tonight, do they? Because it's your night off.
My night off.
That's a fucking big yawn as well, Luce. Luce is tired, so we're going to go. Thank you
Tired.
so much for hanging out with us, you beautiful people. We'll see you in the next one.